give her a big round of applause. Her best-selling trilogy, Darkest Rising, everybody. Here's Kelley Armstrong.
Now you've got to give me just a second to get organized. I have people. They will get me organized. So just put out the goodies, the prizes here. So yeah. Hello. How is everyone? We have quite a cold day today for this, which is actually better for a signing than having a nice, warm day when everyone would just rather stay at home and be outside. Okay, so it may have said somewhere that I'm doing a reading. I've been getting really lazy and not doing the readings. Although my daughter did suggest last night that I could get my sister/assistant Allison to do the reading for me. Yes, you'll do the reading? No? Okay. And it is because writing trilogies like this, where literally one story follows into the other, I can't read you anything from The Calling because you may not have read The Gathering. Or there may be people out there listening who haven't read The Gathering. And I had the same problem with the first trilogy, which meant that by the time I got to The Reckoning, I was so sick of reading the prologue to The Summoning that I started reading the prologue to The Gathering early, which now means that for the last 2.5 years I've been reading the prologue to The Gathering. Again, I'm sick of it. So nobody really needs to hear me read, right? Thank you. Instead, we'll just do straight Q&A. And to do that, to get questions started, I bribe you. So I will bribe you to talk to me. That's why I bring goodies. Okay, so the idea is ask me a question and you'll get a goodie for as long as they last. First of all, I'll go through what we've got. We have some Darkest Powers chibi mugs. We have Derek. And we have Tori. Derek says, my bark is worse than my bite. Tori says, which rhymes with. Also have a couple of Darkest Rising bracelets. Have the paw print on them. These are also USB drives. This is from the record. Oh, okay, so this is pulled from that drawer of stuff that I get, and I think someday I shouldn't throw it out. Maybe someday someone will actually want it. So this was a poster from a signing that I did in the U.S. where they kindly gave me the poster afterwards. And a couple of books. First one is Kisses from Hell, an anthology. Has stories by me, Kristen Cast, Alison Noel, Rochelle Mead, and Francesca Leah Block. My story in here is Hunting Cat. Those are YA. Again, YA. This is YA Paranormal. This is an anthology that I co-edited with Melissa Marr. I also have a story in here. Mine is a Chloe story that takes place after The Reckoning. Do you have questions? Thank you.
Are you going to be making any of your books into a movie?
That would be awesome if I could afford it. But yeah, the way that it works usually is we have to wait for Hollywood to come knocking. They will come tentatively knocking every now and then they'll present what their vision of it is, what they would do for it, what studios they would get involved, and we have never gotten to the point of an agreement. So certainly not with the YA. With the adult books, the werewolf ones are currently under contract to under option to a Canadian production company who's trying to make it into a TV series. Whether that goes anywhere, probably not, but they're trying. So what would you like? The Derek mug. Wait, I didn't bring the box. Sorry, I was traveling light. I'm going to go further back in the red.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering, how do you go about your character development?
How do I go about character development? I will give very quickly, okay, when I was doing my early books, and almost every author has what we call trunk novels, which are books that they wrote before they got published, have now put into their trunks, never to be brought out on pain of death. I mean, they are the practice novels. So when I had one of them looked at, the big thing that they told me was my characters were two-dimensional. So I threw myself into everything you could find on writing character. I read a lot of it helped, but the thing that helped me most was just a simple piece of advice, which was, if you imagine everything you know about your character as a pyramid, the amount that you're telling a reader in any given book is 10%, so just a tip. That means that you need to know a lot more about your character than you put in the book. So it was, my old practice would be, well, why develop the character beyond what I need for that book? No, they need to have a full past, hopes, dreams. I need to know what their biggest nightmare as a child was, etc. I need to know so much about them, and then I have to try to not cram it all into the book, because that's the problem. You know all of this, and the temptation is to prove it by cramming everything into a book. So that's how I go about developing them, is finding out everything I could. I will take, you know, those online personality quizzes? I take them as my character. If I can't answer those questions easily as my character, I don't know my character well enough yet.
Thank you. I really enjoy your character development, as well as your the way you describe scenes.
Thank you. What would you like?
Oh, goodness. I'll have to take the mug.
Mug.
Because I've been called that word
You
quite
can call
often.
that word?
Yeah.
I'm going to rip the front.
What are your kids' names?
My kids' names? Okay, if you look in any of the YA, they're all dedicated to my daughter, the one who's running around and stuff, Julia. And that's because she's helped me with them. So instead of paying her, I just dedicate all the books to her. And my two boys, they're 11 and 12, are Marcus and Alex. So good, you know, Greco-Roman names for all of them. By the time I had named two kids, Julia and Alexander, I couldn't exactly name the third one, Brandon. What would you like? See, somebody wanted it. Okay, I'm going to go over to this side. Yeah. What inspired the supernatural part of my books? I have no idea. I really don't. I've been writing for as long as I can remember. I've been telling stories since before I could write, and they always had some element of the paranormal in them. I usually blame too many Saturday mornings watching Scooby-Doo. It was just something that added to the story for me. I could take any story, whether it was mystery, action, romance, and adding paranormal added some other creative element to it. What would you like? We've got the USB bracelets and the 2 books. Run, run. The boy right there. Where do I write all of my books? Really depends. I used to be someone who could only write in one place, right in my office in total silence. That doesn't work as you start traveling more and writing more and more books. So I've learned to be able to write pretty much anywhere. My favorite spot is a recliner. I've got like 3 or 4 of them at home with, you know, heaters for my coffee cup. So sitting in my recliner with my laptop and a nice cup of coffee waiting for me. And we've got the USB or the books. Okay, would you like Enthralled or Kisses from Hell? Enthralled? Enthralled. I'll do Enthralled. I'm just thinking Kisses from Hell might not have done it there. Okay, we're going to In the Gray.
Which series do you like writing better?
What series do I like writing better? I don't have anyone that I like better. I think if I did, I would just stop writing whichever one I didn't like. So switching between them for me is a change of pace. The same as changing narrators. If I go from Chloe to Maya, it's a change of pace, new set of characters, and it makes it all fresh and new for me, which is really exciting. We have the USB or Kisses from Hell. You take the book? Okay. We have one more prize. In the blue. When I started writing the summoning, did I know who Chloe would end up with? Okay, if you haven't read that trilogy, plug your ears. Yeah, I take the rule of thumb that if a book has been out a year, I'm free to give spoilers on it. So no, yes I did. And she was clearly going to end up with Simon. Because I think when I started that, I created Simon and I created Derek, and as a mother, it was pretty clear which one I would want for my daughter. And that would be the cute, funny, completely harmless guy. But as the story developed, I realized that the choice that I would make, as most mothers would, is not the choice that she would make. As she developed as a character, Simon is great, and he would be a great friend for her, but he would not challenge her. He didn't challenge her to grow or develop or become a stronger person, and that was Derek. So therefore, the correct match was Chloe and Derek. Okay, I'm out of. Oh wait, you need to get the USB drive. Thank you. What's in the blue? Oh wait, is that in it? Okay, we have one more. See, now more hands went up.
On the editing website, it has to write lines. So you'd be writing trilogies for all four?
On the which website? Right? It has the Valhalla and I'm blanking here. Valhalla and Thunderbird, right? I'm not planning to do trilogies for all of them. I know what they were or what they are. I do have the story from Kisses from Hell. The main character, I can't say what she is because it's a spoiler, but is from the Valhalla one, but I haven't developed her too much. I might at some point, and the same with Thunderbird. At some point, I might, but I'm not planning to jump into that. I've done 2, and I think readers are like, slow down now. We'll stick with these groups. Okay, now that I'm out of bribes, do you still have questions for me? Yes, good. Right up front there. Oh, right there, Jules. How did I come up with my books? It depends on the book. For the summoning, the idea actually came from another thing that I had written, which had the idea of supernaturals being genetically experimented on. I thought that would make a great main plot for a book, but it had to be about teens because in my world, that's when they come into their powers. So that's when things would go horribly wrong, which is exactly what you want for a book. So picked that and said, now this is what I want to write for my teen series. Right there.
What did you get the idea for the paw print in the Darkness Rising?
Where did I get the idea for the paw print in Darkness Rising? I knew what I wanted for that character. Okay, see now it's like, has it been a year since The Gathering came out? Can I discuss that? I won't. But for that character, I knew what I wanted her supernatural power to be. And the idea of doing that birthmark that kind of signifies it, I thought would be a great way of playing into it. Also, it gives me great swag. I do have paw print tattoos up here. We don't? Okay. Currently, we do not have the paw print. I must have run out. We have buttons, yeah, I know. And I think we have otherworld tattoos. I'll have to go after HarperCollins for more tattoos. In the red.
What was the last grown-up book you read?
Well, what was the last?
Grown-up book you read.
Grown-up book I read. I've been reading a bunch of nonfiction lately because I'm getting ready for other things. So I'm trying to think. back to the last adult that I read would have been In the Shadow of Gotham, which was a historical mystery set in, I believe, the early 20th century. Yeah. Yeah.
So at Saunders, did your English teachers like the writing that you did? Did you do any kind of creative stories back then?
Did
your English teachers back at Saunders, did they enjoy the writing? And did you enjoy
I occasionally had some, you know, oh, what exactly are you writing? Because, yeah, it wasn't quite what they expected. Now, it got better in high school, but certainly in elementary, I do remember some concern. And a lot of it, of course, never got to my teachers. I had the first longer piece that I wrote while I was at Saunders, probably grade 10 or so, and it was a parody of Stephen King's Christine, where instead of having a possessed car, the kid had a possessed locker, which of course took horrible revenge on all of his enemies. And now I'm thinking, if I'd been found with that today, I probably would have been, like, you know, suspended or something for, you know, yes, for a fear that I would bring large weapons to a school. I will take three more questions. So if you have not asked, I'll go over here.
What was the inspiration for your characters in each of your series?
Mm-hmm. For Chloe, I will do Chloe and Maya. Chloe was, I decided to do a necromancer because I'm often looking for what's the worst thing I can do to this character. Let's admit it, it makes good fiction. So it's like, okay, what should her power be? I could make her a witch, which doesn't really have all that many side effects. So it's pretty easy. Same with a lot of the half-demon powers. They're pretty cool. I don't usually do werewolves as women. I've already done that once, so I don't do that again. So it's like, well, what about being able to see ghosts? I mean, that'd be pretty, and raise the dead accidentally. I don't think any 15-year-old girl wants to be able to raise the dead accidentally. Therefore, it's a great character trait. And Chloe's last name is, which is, as you said, my old high school here. So that sort of grounded me to that character. Chloe stutters, I stutter, and so therefore I was able to relate what it was like to be 15 and stutter. For Maya, I wanted someone who was not like Chloe, because you don't want to do a duplicate of the same character, or else you're just rewriting everything. So it was coming up with a different kind of character who would face her own challenges. Chloe had to grow and grow confident. Maya kind of has to do the opposite. She's already the leader. She's already that annoying class leader, valedictorian, athletic type of girl who really has to come down a few notches, has to learn that she can be overconfident and make snap judgments about people and deal with that. Would you want that?
Which of your books took the longest to write?
The longest book to write, two, and that's because I wrote them twice. And that is Bitten, the first adult, and The Summoning, the first YA. In both cases, I wrote the book. Now, Bitten took years, so that was definitely the longest. But when I got done, I realized that there were certain things that I liked and certain things that really were not working, and the best thing to do would be to do a page one rewrite, which terrifies writers who have not finished a book yet, but it really was, it brought those books to life so much better. I kept the basic plot and the basic characters and just rewrote from page one for both of them. I got one more, so go right there.
I really like how you take some minor characters from a book, and then they become the main character in the next. Where did you get the idea from that? I've never seen, well, from what I know.
So changing main characters, you can call it easily bored writer. It was for the other world. Bitten was meant to be a standalone book. Was not meant to launch a series. They very quickly asked, could you turn this into a series? As much as I loved my werewolves, I could not imagine 10 books with them facing the threat of the year. By like book 5, I'd be ready to be burying them in shallow graves behind Stonehaven. So I said I would do it if I could change main characters. So they let me, thankfully. And so then when I went over to the YA, it's the same thing. I took Chloe through her character arc where I wanted to take her. And I could go beyond that, but that would just be giving her more adventures. Her actual character arc for that age, for her, is done. So now it was time to launch into a different character and take her through her own character arc. It keeps things fresh for me, the same as writing both YA and adult does. I will take one more question because I saw another hand over here. Yeah. Why did I start writing? Again, it's been so long I don't even remember, but I think I was a very early reader. I absolutely loved to read. You know how parents will, when they go out, they'll bribe their kids to be good with like a chocolate bar at the cashier? I was bribed with books. It was those little golden books, the little simple ones. My mom would, if I was good, while she went grocery shopping, I would get a book. So absolutely loved to read, and I think very early wanted to start telling my own stories. I just thought, what would it be like to do that myself? And of course, mine always end up having things like ghosts and werewolves in them. So I am going to sign. If you had a question and you didn't get a chance to ask it, or you were too shy to ask it, please feel free to ask me up here. Also, we have stuff. So the stuff that you see out here, bookmarks, magnets, pens, buttons, they're freebies. Don't make me take them home. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause for Kelley Armstrong, everybody. Okay, just a couple housekeeping things while we get the table set up here. Just so that you know, please stay seated if you're in the seating section. We're going to go row by row, starting with the young man here. If you are standing, please do join the end of the secondary line. We have 3 lovely chapters employees there that will lead you to the end of that line. Take pictures, ask questions, bring your books up. Thank you so much for being here today. Don't forget to tweet Indigo Green Room about why you love YA and Kelley Armstrong, and we will be giving out a gift card to you on Monday. Thanks so much for coming, everybody.